Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we were focusing on the prisoners who had recently arrived, and as you can see we have a total of 53 prisoners out of 56 here. This is just one of our dormitories, one of them being a legendary prisoner, Tim Newell, which is, proved to be a little bit of a problem now and again, but nothing we can't handle, and we just obviously progressed on and built some more stuff in this episode. Same sort of thing. We now have heating in the place. As you can see, we've got two water boilers up the top and bottom here next to the dormitory, and followed by one in the kitchen. At the moment, because of the season, it is currently a sunny summer, we don't need the heating, nor can I really tell exactly where I need to place things, so I'm just waiting until it cools down and then we can get more stuff. Speaking of stuff, I want to... Why is there still food trays over there? Anyway, I want to get this laundry built as a matter of, urgency, really, because this place really does need to get sorted. You can see workers are going ahead to put in lights and do all of that, so I'll just let them crack on while they do all of that building. We also want to potentially look at expansion at the top and bottom of sort of this area here, because I mentioned I didn't really have the space for all of the buildings that I wanted, and increasing this along to say here, we would then get that space. While the workers are actually going on over there and building like the laundry and putting the walls in and things, I think I will actually go to planning and have a quick look to see roughly what we can do. So let's, for example, if we were to build, say, along to there, like, could that be something I could focus on? Let's say something like that. This would become a bigger yard here, and then this would be our sort of way in. In fact, what I might do is just shrink it down to that size instead, because then it means that when we put the ways in like that, it is aligned up with this, which is very, very pleasing, actually. And then what I can actually do is block that off and put the entrance there. That would be even better, even more secure. We might do just that. Let me just double check. It is the checkpoint, which is, well, it was right near the bottom, but things have changed since then. Checkpoint, there it is. It is, oh, it's actually bigger than I expected. That is a, was that 5 blocks? It is 5 blocks, so I would have to place this, well, I mean, I could place it there if I really wanted to, or I could sort of put it there and extend that bit. That just means you've got a little bit more building to worry about. In fact, you know what, let me just go ahead and say if we remove that, and that's where the wall would come down, we'd have to then do something like that in order to feature all that in, although not all of these will be the checkpoints, because we don't need to do checkpoints on the way in, but it would be something like that. And obviously we'd have a metal, we'd have a door there on a door control system, so something like that. Let's just work on the principle that something like that is going to happen. There's a ding-a-ling noise there to indicate something. Anyway, yeah, we're working on the Inmate Nutritional research. Serve a single low variety, low quantity meal for 2 days, and then we have to do 3 high variety, high quantity meals. In terms of our bureaucracy, I don't have taser rollout, and there's no point at this stage. I don't have the offshore tax haven or land expansion, nor micro or forestry labour. There's a couple of things we don't have, but I don't need. I would like the offshore tax haven to get more money into the prison. Land expansion is something that I'm probably going to look at later on, if that is something that we do. Anyway, back over to planning here, and let's work on the idea that, as I said, I'm going to do something like that, and then this building here, this will become a building for whatever we may need. So I'm going to place in a 5x5 on this side. As I said, this is all just, we're trying it out. If it doesn't work, I go back to the original idea. So 5x5 there's 2 parole areas, because these are low-risk prisoners, and if I go down to our programs, we can see somewhere in here we will have, actually let me reschedule because we've got more beds in now. Parole hearing 8 in the queue, so we do need more parole hearing. So let's work on the principle. That's the chapel. That can stay as the shop. This one will have to be, well, we have to have things like a library and a mail room at a minimum for these two. And would that suffice? I think it probably would. Let me go over to our rooms here and let's just double check. So we need a library. Oh, we need a classroom as well. So we actually need 3 buildings out of these. So the shop I'm probably going to shrink down, and the mailroom is a minimum size of 5 by 5. So quite frankly, I think this would suffice for the mailroom. So I'll do that. And then we have these 2 rooms here, which are a 6 and then another 5 and then whatever that is, which is 10. So we could probably change that. I think rooms wise there's no minimum for the... I don't think there's any minimum for the library, but I'll have a quick look. Classroom is 5 by 5 as well. Parole is a 5 by 5. We've got that. Library is a 5 by 5. So we need a classroom, we need a library, and we need a mail room and a shop, all in this row. So the mailroom is 5 by 5. That'll be fine. The library I'm also going to have as another 5 by 5 room, which is going to be this. And then I think what we'll do is we will have an equal size room for the shop and for the classroom, which is that. Okay, that's roughly what we'll do there. Let's say assume that that's going to happen now. These I've put objects, but it's not going to be objects. It's pathways, which will go along there and along there and then along there, and that'll be a bigger yard. And obviously we will grade that, so that is fine. And I'm still not convinced that works the way that's like looking, but it means that we can have an entrance there and cut that off, and it's just a little bit more secure. Or maybe this could be the way out. I don't know, something like that anyway. And then we would simply copy the same thing down here. I think this is what we're going to go with, quite frankly. I think this is just, it's happening now. I think we've I've sort of not set it in stone, but certainly I've got it into my head that this is probably the way forward. This will require building like that. This will become a workshop. It's not going to be the largest workshop, certainly not, but it is going to be an workshop. And there's, as I said, our potential entranceways in. It means that all of these will have to be disassembled and shifted. Most likely what I'll do is remove all of those and extend back over with these wind and solar turbine things, because it's a wind turbine and the solar thing is combined, and then it's just best of both worlds, because we don't need the separate ones now. The separate ones I will still put in just somewhere, and that'll be better for the amount of prisoners that we have, as well as all of the extra stuff. There's probably still a room or two that I haven't got. Let's have a quick look. Workshop would be down the bottom there. That'll just be solar panel production. I could, like, say extend it, but I'd rather have extra yard, because probably when it's more likely a when rather than if, but when we do expand, it'll be probably to the left hand side, and then yeah, at least we'll have more options. Anyway, back over to here. Gymnasium I'm going to put at the top here. This is, or if we have it anyway, the common room might have that as well. These are 2 solitary areas. Parole we've got 2 of. Chapel we've already got 1, but I haven't built it yet. Classroom I've got it planned off over here. I'm just going to roughly put that as classroom for now. And then we have parole, and library, mail room. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I think that's okay. Right, so that is a fairly decent bit of planning that we're going to change. So that's what we will do. Not necessarily right now, but that's the overall plan. So at least we've got that in. Obviously, I'm not probably, if I'm going to build it, it's most likely not going to be now. There are high levels of contraband in the prison. Okay, I will. That's actually quite a useful thing to check out. Let's check out. Oh yeah, we've got high levels of narcotics. It says produce booze and produce drugs. Okay, let me do. It's 5 o'clock, but I'm going to do a shakedown all sectors because we haven't done one yet. 267 places to search. Today's beverage is green tea, and let's see if we find things. We are finding not a great deal. It says a high level of contraband. I disagree. I guess it's all a matter of perspective, naturally, but I wouldn't say that that is a high level of contraband. So far, I'm just going to pause it before the end of the search here. We have searched 260 places out of 267. Found 1 syringe, 1 bottle of booze, 1 packet of cigarettes, a saw, and 6 cell phones. That is not a high level of contraband. I I disagree entirely that is a high level of contraband. Anyway, at least we have searched it. It's nice to have that option. Let's go ahead and sort out the laundry here. So this is where we have to place all manner of things, including laundry machines. Who would have guessed? 1, 2, 3 will be fine for now. I'm going to go for standard ironing board, which I'll go for probably... I mean, this laundry is far too large. I'm very well aware. I just placed the laundry along there. I could have always split this up into something else and have 2 buildings here. Maybe have a cleaning cupboard on the back. Should we do that? That might work out as well, actually, because it's low-risk prisoners. There's no reason why we can't. So let's just sort of cut the laundry down like that, and it means that we can have a cleaning cupboard in here. I'm going to do that. That's happening. In here, we'll have the cupboards. The tables, which I'll put tables at, and I can also put tables small in there if I really wanted to. And then laundry baskets, standard procedure. You just dump them everywhere because they get shifted, as you're probably well aware of. Anyway, over to our walls and doors, and then to a standard reclaimed wood wall that will go along like so, followed by doors, and then the double door which will go there. I will go to rooms, remove that, and then have cleaning, and cleaning cupboard will go in the back there. We'll unpause it and crack on, and we can see now we have a lot of danger level. Let me just check our needs. There's nothing in there that is of great concern. I think it's just because 47 prisoners have been unnecessarily searched recently, so their opinion after all. What I should also do, which I forgot to do, is in patrols here, I want to go with a magenta patrol, and have a magenta patrol going round here, like this, and assign a dog handler to that. I'll also check out our staff, and we've got 6 dog handlers. That is, I believe, sufficient. And the warden's calling. I think this is a good call, though. The prisoners have settled down about their work hours. I guess they saw last few days something of a vacation. We can put them back to work. Okay, no problem. Over to our regime then, to work/free time, and then we will put them back onto the original schedule, and that means that I guess we could, once we've got this built, which I will focus on, we'll be able to get that sorted. Danger level still going up, which is of some concern, but I think we will have that come down shortly, as soon as we get a bit of, I was going to say a bit of food into them, but they've actually been fed, so I'm really not too sure. There's a recycling bag there, and it will eventually move to that recycling bin. I'm going to hire a couple more workers. I think that would be prudent, especially with the way things are going on. Obviously, we're only serving 1 meal and low variety, so we'll have that issue. Oh, there's a hammer just being found. Let me just double check that. Over to our intelligence, and last 24 hours, there's a hammer which was detected as it comes through there. I can see a lot of this stuff was detected, smuggled, stolen, detected, smuggled. Yeah, it's all been smuggled in through the visitation or come in through here, or stolen. Nothing has been thrown over the wall, which was obviously something I really wanted to make sure was the case. There's someone ODing as well. That's Edwards there. I assume that there's going to be a guard around to help them. I'm just looking around. Where is the nearest guard? They are coming down. Store medical in prisoner bed. Yeah, that's pretty much the command. Okay, fine. I'm just double checking the windows, by the way, because I think a comment mentioned I'd missed a window. It doesn't seem like I've missed a window there, but I may have missed checking for the missing thing. Over to our water here, and we're going to run a water pipe. Well, do I want to just run a water pipe up into that? I could just run a small water pipe, but because there'll be toilets in the back here, I will run a water pipe like that. I don't want to connect them up because you get glitches. Yeah, bit of a problem there, so I'll not bother. And we can see that the guards are currently pushing the laundry basket through there. So at least the laundry is now functioning. I can probably then go to deployment. Actually, it's in logistics these days, and I'll assign people to this laundry. Maximum jobs 20 and maximum jobs 12 for the cleaning cupboard. So I've assigned them to that. Obviously, we don't have people working in the kitchen and in the kitchen and for the canteen, and we don't have that. There is people coming over to really wanting to clean inside here. At least they're cleaning it. Yeah, that's good for them. Good for them. And just open that up. You can see that There's loads of people now working in the laundry and in the cleaning cupboard. Normally, we would have to have... Oh, look at that. See that? It says requires electricity. It's not connected up. And it's not cleaning because of that reason. That's actually quite good. I like that they've just dumped all the stuff there and they can't do anything with it. It's not until we build stuff that they'll fix the problem. That's pretty good. I will... Well, what's the best thing to do now? Large amounts of contraband, it says. Let's just have a quick check. It says there's a large amount of contraband. There's demand for produced narcotics, but there's no supply because there's no farms. So we would expect that, certainly. Alright, anyway. We are currently on 9 degrees C, so I'm going to check then our heat map. It's in logistics and temperature. And naturally, a couple of places where we want to be warmed are not. So I'm going to... All this south bit I'm not bothered about. It doesn't need to be warm. Reception needs to be warm. Visitation, chapel, all of this stuff around here needs to be warm. So I will do that now, I think. So over to radiator, where we have several of them. I will put a radiator in each corner here. Then put a radiator there and a radiator there. And actually, I'll put it more in the middle. Or do I just want it out? I'll put it out the way here. So like that, in each of those. The infirmary is going to have one just out of the way somewhere like that. And then the shop and the other classroom and stuff, I'll sort out later. So these are getting built. I will also run in some electrical cable like so. And then remove the planning for this chapel. And I think actually we'll build the chapel once we've plumbed everything in. So water boiler here. That's just going to connect up to that. And then cancel that to that one and that one. That's all connected up. It will also run up to there. I don't think it's going to be able to reach that. I think that is too far. But let's see how far it reaches. Let's see just how far that manages to go, that water pipe, that hot water pipe. Like I say, I think it's unlikely that it'll get to the end. In fact, almost certainly it won't get to the end, but it'll get most of the way. Oh, it did get there. That's very, very close to max, though. I don't want to heat up the morgue because you get bad smells off it. Let's just go to probably a shakedown all sectors, and we'll continue with that. Danger level is going down, but it'll probably fly up the other direction as we search these things. In terms of our grading, we have released 1 prisoner, so we need to release a total of 10 prisoners in order to get a grading off that one. We now have our laundry machines with water and power, so those will now function, so I'm happy with that. What do I want to build? Chapel or solitary? Well, I think chapel because it's in here. It's fairly decent and easy to do. Let me just get rid of that. I'm finding the pages from all over the place. Right, so let's go ahead and build in the chapel then. So this will require a way in for a start off. So I will place a way in. Doesn't really matter. Let's go for walls and doors, double doors. I'm actually gonna use double doors. I think that would be a nice little touch there for the chapel. And let's just place in the stuff for the chapel. So zooming in, we need an altar in the middle, which there is actually a middle. And is it recommending a punch bag for a chapel? Church of Iron? Don't know. We'll go for pews. And I mean, we're going classic, aren't we? Pews. I'll give them some gaps like that because we have the room for it. And then we need some prayer mats, which I will put the prayer mats sort of like at the front here, like that. I think that's nice. And there's the chapel. Because obviously we are building the chapel, wooden floor, I think is a nice little thing to do. £8,000! Oh, I really regret that one. Okay, fair enough, yeah. £8,000 though. Wow, right. Mistakes were made. Let me remove the planning in here, and that'll be the chapel now in. I will also go to flooring here and get some flooring put in up to the infirmary, and then into this room. I need to put the flooring in all the way around here as well, but it's just so expensive that I just can't afford it. And there's someone overdosed in visitations. It looks like they've just been handed a package and then immediately partaken. Let's go ahead and... Oh, you can see there's now prisoners inside the chapel. Now, the reason this is happening is prisoners have, or can have, a spirituality need. And in order to fulfill that, they need to go to an area that provides that need. Not necessarily a chapel, but things like a pew or the prayer mats and stuff. So, and when a chapel in and of itself does provide that service. And where are they going? Staff only, please. Thank you. Staff only. Don't know where they're off to. Yeah, anyway. What about this? Has any of this changed? No, none of that's changed. Right, fine. Yeah, so the chapel, even though we haven't got the programs for the... Where is it? Spiritual guidance, they can still use the building. So I'm gonna place spiritual guidance in the queue there. We've had 3 people pass, 75% pass rate, and on the... Good grief. See the explosion of people just appear there as they all swarm down. Yeah, I've built... I've got stuff going for the infirmary, but I think maybe some more medical beds. That's not a medical bed, although you could probably fit 2 people on it. Wouldn't be that comfy. But then again, you're in infirmary. You're not overly comfy in an infirmary, I would argue. So yeah, we'll build the rest of the stuff in the infirmary to increase the amount of treatment that we can have, and we've got a pipe leak. There we go. There's a burst pipe. Okay, we will put that water pipe back in. Prioritize that. It's no drama. There's nothing that can blow up. I don't think metal detectors can blow up with water, but I've just prioritised that. We've finished the single low quantity, low variety meals, so then we have to serve 3 high variety, high quantity meals. So I'm going to unpause it, change it to eat there, and I'll change it to eat here as well, and they'll try and frantically cook, but it's not going to work out. Policy will be high and then high, which will then start to reduce my cash flow, and 3 high variety, high quantity meals for 2 days. Why are we not ticking up on that? We are now ticking up on that. That is fine. So eat, eat, and eat. Yep, that's okay. And job done. Right, there's the chapel now in, and I quite like the look of that. The visitation is also going to get the same flooring treatment once I've got more than 158 generic units of currency. So, yeah, we can see people are flooding from the laundry and the cleaning cupboard to get stuff cleaned, which is good. What do we have staff-wise? We have 2 janitors and 1 gardener. So actually we don't think we really need any more for... Certainly not janitors. Janitors will clean, or you should clean, the armory and the security area. We are running low on cash. Yes, that is correct, but there's nothing much I can do about that. Yeah. Do I want to set up parole sooner rather than later? The answer is yes. The problem is lack of fundage. So what is the solution? Well, also that there has oh, that did actually remove both pipes. I thought something like that may happen. It actually removed the hot water pipe. So yeah. Still sunny, 8 degrees C. So we don't need any more. Don't need any more hot water or anything like that in here. You can see there's a critical need for 1 person saying they can't meet that need. That'll be Newell, because they've been in solitary for about half their time in the facility. I should really check out what are the traits we have. We've got dealers, foodies, green thumbs, snitches, dealers, and some unknown traits. I haven't got a phone tap, actually. That's something that may help us out. Let's go ahead and in utilities go to a phone tap, and I'll place a phone tap in there, and then I'll connect that up to the few phones that we have, and that actually is a fair point. We've only got 6 phones, and I think a couple more phone booths are in order, really. You can also place a lot more things in the canteen. You can put everything. You can put like table tennis tables and all sorts, and they fulfill that need. And we may even do that. This is not a high risk facility. It's not something that I'm against. There's our phones connected up, which is fine. Going to do a full shakedown because it doesn't take too long with there only being 256 places to search. And we can see we found some drugs. Most of it will be smuggled in. There's nothing much I can really do about that. Grants-wise, we are, as I said, going for the inmate nutritional research. And, oh, we have a tunnel! Right. We have a tunnel. So, this is from Holdaway, Warren Holiday, and where is the other person? I don't know, but there's our tunnel. It's our first tunnel that we found, I should say. So they've dug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And I've searched for, what? Every other day, I think? So actually they've dug quite far. I mean, it's no concern. They have to get under a fence and then a perimeter wall in order to get anywhere near the exit. So that's not a big concern for me. What is a bit concerning is the amount of contraband is getting brought through. It admittedly being found by the metal detectors, but brought through into reception. I might have to get a scanner. The scanner itself, if we check out here, it says scanner machine. Machine for delivery areas and storage rooms. Scan crates, or wooden crates for contraband. Must be wired to a scanner monitor for a guard to spot contraband. A guard's ability to spot contraband will depend on their tiredness. So we could have, say, this scanner over in whatever this area is, deliveries here, and we'll scan. It says the wooden boxes, so I don't know if they scan like cabbages, but it'll scan these things certainly. But we don't really care about this scanning. Scanning here, well, no real point, because, well, it comes in here and then never leaves. Yeah. I'm going to sell some of these objects, actually. Like ironing boards. I could have sold a lot of this before. Benches is fine. What's that? I think that's our CCTV. We can, oops. CCTV monitor. Sell object. Radiators and stuff will keep, and the benches will keep. That's given us a little bit more cash. That's good. Okay, fine. Right, so how do I want to expand on the prison now? I think I will... walls and doors, fence with grass, go up to there. And then, for now, just a staff door there. Quite frankly, the same there as well. Fence grass down to there. And demolish that wall. And up here as well. I think this is happening. You know, I planned it out. Do we want to do it? We've had a think. Yeah. I think it's gone in. I know I said let me know, but by all means let me know if you think this is a massive mistake, but I do think increasing the yard is the way forward. Pathways. Removal. Then add into there. That's already in. And the yard. Remove that. And down there. And that's our yard. And we do want to grade the yards. You've got all manner of things you can place in the yards, but what's the best thing? I don't want to tie a wall because it improves, it caters for the exercise need, but they can gain the climbing trait, although that's only if we have the extra traits on, or the ability to gain traits. Snack machines, indoor only. Should probably put some of those in, shouldn't I? Where's the best place for a snack machine? Or multiples of. This is not going to be snack machines. Probably just around here. There's a snack machine. There's a snack machine. It'll improve the grade. And I think you get money off it. Same as water coolers. Improves canteen grade for a drinks machine as well. We'll do that. And I think you get cash off it. I'm sure you get cash off it. In the yard then. Got a bit distracted there. Pavilions for guards, no. Bleachers, yes, almost certainly. Put them like across both sides. I'm not going to build a fighting dummy. Nor I'm going to put... And that's all that planting and stuff. I was very tempted in this yard to place like these topiaries and stuff, and I think I might have like it quite very... Not hedge maze, because you can actually build a hedge maze. But I'm thinking put a lot of these sort of plants and stuff and make this like nice sort of flowery area. Not like the flower wall that you can place, but in there I think might be alright. What else could we have? Well, let's recommend in bleachers, outdoor benches, chest tables, dumbbell racks, tyre stack. I'll have some... It acts as a wall. Then put it in walls. Weights benches, maybe. Dumbbells, maybe. The tyre ones, like I say, I'm not too fond of because they'll give you ability to climb. PA system, which is decreases the yard grade, but increases suppression effect. I don't know, I'll have a think about that. Certainly bleachers and benches and a couple of those things. And let's do another shakedown. I know it's coming towards wake-up time. It doesn't really matter. It's 257 places to search. Those places are now... these are now in, so if I can go to deployment, yeah. Staff only. Staff only. And that's all I really need there. What I'm going to do is reschedule... all programs. Only one in the queue for pharmacological treatment to drug addiction. I haven't got anywhere to do the foundation education program or other things like that first. Workshop safety or farms work safety, flower therapy. That's something I want to start looking at. We don't have behavioural therapy, but flower therapy we can make. Stuff like that. But I think as it stands... we are close to probably getting reform. I think it's a reform session, that ding-a-ling noise. Yeah. You're seriously on cash. Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, I think the next port of call is getting the parole. So it means spending the money that we have on this building up the top here, putting in the 2 paroles, and then building the yards. That then... Oh, there's a nice grant there, 20 grand. That'll definitely allow us to crack on with that. Let me go for tool cleanup, which is remove the supply of stolen tools. I'm going to do a full shakedown now and see if I can get that done before the end of the episode. Yeah, build up here. Parole in. Obviously, you get 3 grand for every successful parole. And then increase the size of the yard. And once we've done those, this is basically... I wouldn't say the bare minimum for a prison. I'd actually say it's got a fair decent amount in it. There's another grant, so we now got 40 grand. And probably reform through education initiative to give us 54 grand. Yeah, I think that, once we've done all the things I've just mentioned, would give us a fairly decent facility for reform and for prisoner... I was going to say comfort, but that's not really the right choice of words. Prisoner habitability, mainly. So they're not suffering. You know, they've got everything that they would need and more. Although danger level is flying up, so maybe not. Let's see their needs. There's a high clothing need. I wouldn't have expected that. Don't know why that is. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. They have been working in there. Let me just check out our policy and go for normal, medium for quantity and variety. Regime, we're going to change to lockup. There we go. So we're back to our normal, usual regime there. And yeah, once we've got this extra yard and parole stuff in, we can then look at the farming stuff, which is long overdue. I never intended... I didn't have any idea in mind of when exactly I was going to look at the new stuff for the DLC. I just knew I wanted to make a prison incorporating the DLC stuff, and we very much did that with the green energy, but and we're actually providing green energy and charging batteries through the night, which is really, really good. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Not a bad episode at all, I don't think. We've got a fair way through and some new planning and such. We need to, next episode, build parole, increase the stuff in the yard, and then I think we'll look at some farming, perhaps. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed the episode and for what it is the series thus far. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do, alter, change, etc., and hopefully I can incorporate that into the design and improve things as they stand. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.